When I was in India, that is 2011, Kannur, Kerala, and I had decided to kill myself. It was a rather, phase in my life where I had literally lost the reason to live. I didn't have any reason to live. For what? My life in Dubai was more or less over. That's what I thought. I'd failed in my career. My parents didn't want anything to do with me. I didn't have any friends, didn't have any money. I didn't know what I was going to do in life. It was just a part in my life, a phase in my life where I was like, okay, if I live for what? For what purpose? Like, what am I existing for? Work another day, get a salary end of the month, take the salary, go buy some stuff, pay my bills, and then be left with a little bit of money where again you struggle. Again you think, okay, where to buy, what to do. And then you go through the whole month working. So I basically, I didn't see the point of the reason. See, right now, the majority of people are just living their lives exactly this way. Like, you get up in the morning, okay, you wake up with an alarm clock, even though you don't want to get up, you have to get up. You get up, half dead, half sleepy, whatever. You go to the toilet, okay, brush your teeth, have a shower, whatever, get fresh. And, after you finish your shower, okay, immediately rush for your coffee. Maybe you'll go down, have breakfast, okay. You'll dress up with your suit and tie or shirt and tie and whatever. Put perfume, powder, look nice. Then maybe either two options. Either you'll run down to have breakfast at a cheap joint, or you'll take your coffee, you'll have your breakfast at home quickly. Sit in your car, zoom all the way to work. Try to escape the traffic because, traffic is crazy. You want to reach office on time. And then obviously you'll put on the radio, listen to something when you're driving. If you're slightly late, you'll get bumper to bumper traffic. And then you just cruise your way. Finally you reach your destination after trying to find a parking spot. And then after you find a parking spot, either you have paid money or you're searching for a open space. You park your car, you go into your building, take the elevator, stand quietly. You can smell everyone's aftershave or perfume, or everyone's ready for work. You get out of the elevator, go either put your fingerprint or sign in, go to your desk, sit down. That's what I did all these years. Go to my desk and sit down. Once you sit on your desk, open up the computer, check what are the emails you received, or what are the appointments, what is your agenda for the day. And then you go to the pantry to have a cup of coffee and just chit chat with your colleagues. Hey, how things? Hey, good man, there's that, whatever. Coffee is over. And by the time it's either 8 o'clock or 8:30 or 9, most probably 9 o'clock, and then you start your work. Either you check drawings if you're an engineer, or you prepare for a site visit, or you prefer to go sell and you have to meet your customers, clients. You go back the same elevator, go down, get into your car, and now it's hot. You can feel the heat, put on the AC, drive around, go to your destination, or go meet your clients. And there, once again, traffic, up and down. And before you know it, it's lunchtime. And there you either stop at a restaurant, or you might eat with your colleagues, in the office. Open up your tiffin or whatever you got, sandwich or homemade food or rice. Indian people have rice with their curry, or you go to a fancy Starbucks and have one of their tasteless sandwiches, which taste, but I don't know, there's something missing in that. Or you have a overpriced Starbucks coffee, sit there, sophisticated in front of all your colleagues. So someone might join you, and then you check your social media, you check stuff. By the time 1 hour is over, better go back to work. The second half of the day is just goes on like that. You just meet the rest of the clients, try to finish the rest of the work. You're just trying to go through the day, and before you know it, it's already 4 o'clock. So you have to have a cup of tea. You have your cup of tea, and by the time government employees are coming back, the rush has started. Mentally in your head, you're preparing, okay, I need to finish work fast so that I can leave at 6 or 7, because obviously, you have to rush back. So you start winding down, or you try to finish the last meeting, whatever. If you're obsessed about work, you're a workaholic, you don't care even if it's 4 o'clock, you still go for the meeting, the last meeting at 6, and you might not check into office. So you finish off the last bits, or you wind down the day, or you go to the office, you check in, show your face, prepare the reports, and now it's time to go home. You check the clock, okay, time to go. Everyone leaves. All of you rush down the elevator, you see so many people waiting, you press the this thing of the elevator, it's busy, you somehow try to squeeze in, go down the elevator, rush to the car, start the car, reverse it, and all the fucking traffic, everyone's going back home. And then you're rushing, there are passengers, there are buses, there are cars, taxis, and you're listening. Or maybe you're chatting on the phone, or talking to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or you're cheating on your spouse, or you're watching a movie or whatever. You drive back home. By the time you know it, 1 hour, 1.5 hour over. You finally wearily park your car either down your building or in the parking space, take the elevator, go back home. Once you're home, take off your clothes, tired, you're smelling of body odor throughout the day you are in the office. Take it, dump it near the washing machine. Either you'll go to the gym, or you'll take a shower, or you'll sit, or maybe you plan to go out, meet your friends. The next part of the day starts. Yeah. See that? Make sure you look, and cars are coming. So and before you know it, okay, you might go out, or you might go shopping or something. By the time you know it, it's already 8 or 9. Or you might study or read, or go for a meeting, or hang out with your friends, or go for a shisha, whatever, do your hobby. By the time it's already 9 or 10, and your day is already over, and then you start preparing, okay, need to sleep on time, otherwise you're going to have a headache. So you keep your clothes ready for tomorrow, do everything, whatever. Maybe you'll watch porn, maybe you'll have sex, maybe you'll just watch a movie, binge, eat food, and while watching. And before you know it, it's already late night. Or you might go meet your girlfriend when you're cheating on your wife, or your girlfriend, or whatever. You drive back home, or you're going to the gym and you come back home. By the time it's 11, 12, whatever, you know you have to sleep, and you snooze off. Then the alarm rings in the morning and you repeat the same process. So you do this day after day, week after week, month after month. End of the month, you always wait for your salary because your wallet is becoming smaller and smaller, bank balance is becoming smaller and smaller, expenses keep going out, and you're hoping you get your salary month end. As soon as you get the salary and you hold it, you're very happy and you rush, you want to go enjoy, watch a movie and do your shopping and all that. And yeah, not to forget the once a week when it's a holiday, especially it's so much of fun, especially during half day. You come, check into the office, and before you know it, you finish the meetings, everything in a hurry, and half the day is already over. And you have the weekly bullshit, time waste meetings. Okay, our target, our this, our that, whatever. You just want to go home. And then when you rush home, there's traffic, go home, and now you're excited. You want to plan out your day. Okay, there's that program with your friends, or the outing, or the movie. Of course, the weekly shopping. You go to the shopping mall because it's more fun. There's so many places you can go to, movies, coffee shops, just window shopping, stuff that you want to do. You spend one day, next day you're at home, sorting out things, washing the laundry, preparing stuff, and doing some fun stuff. And before you know it, the weekend is over. And as the weekend dreads to a close, you still plan out, can I do something more? And start again. So this was the life I was living. The beauty of that life was so carefree, so much of fun. You'll get your monthly salary, you don't have to worry. Yes, there are day-to-day targets, but not that you're going to lose your job. You just put enough effort where you squeak through the day. You don't have to kill yourself, unless of course there's a crazy ass project. Day-to-day office politics, people you like, people you don't like. You take a car loan, you take a house loan, you take a personal loan. Life goes on. You don't think much about it. And then before you know it, you already rope in new challenges and priorities of life, like you get a partner who you fall in love with, you plan out your marriage, or you decide to kind of take things to the next level, and life goes on again. You don't think much about life, because why should you? You're comfortable. It's like having a chair where you sit comfortably. You don't have to bother. But the problem happens when one day there's a problem with the chair, or something that pokes you, or maybe the chair breaks. And that's where the challenges start. We don't think about anything until some problem or tragedy takes place. For me also, I went through my life. I knew those questions were there, back of the head. I knew those questions were there. Okay, what will I do? One day when I cannot stay in UAE, where will I go? How can I earn more money if I get a fixed income? And then the thought about business, okay, business, what do I start? Where do I put the money? What if I fail? What if it's a mistake? From where do I get customers, clients? So many things rattle your brains. So many things. And then, when it becomes too hard to think, you're like, forget it, man. Just forget it. But life has a funny way of doing things, When you try to run away from something, that thing actually comes and chases you down. Like in my case, I I was really afraid of losing my job and not having a visa. That was my biggest fear, being unemployed. And you will not believe how many times I lost my job, how many times I was on visa, visit visa, so many types of visas, purchased a visa, took someone else's visa, free zone visa. until I became numb to it. Same thing with marriage. Always thought, oh, marriage should be final. I don't want to break my marriage or whatever. Ended up with fucking 3 marriages, 3 divorces, and each one having a unique story of its own. You don't plan out all these things. You just don't plan. Life is so fucking unpredictable, man. You keep reading these stories of successful people and you hope that, like an Oprah Winfrey or The Rock or Jack Ma or Warren Buffett or Mark Zuckerberg, you hope that, okay, I hope my life is like that, where I earn millions and billions, and you don't want to be ordinary, You want to be special. You want to have a good life. You see all those successful businessmen having their big villas and the big yacht and their big businesses and expensive cars and hot girlfriends and a secure life and wonderful husband, and you think, man, I would like to have something like that. A nice house, a nice villa, nice, expensive car, successful business, wonderful children. But then life doesn't actually go as per plan, right? You never think you'll become old. You never think you'll become old. You never think you'll have health problems. You never think you'll lose your job. You never think an accident will take place. You never think of all these things. But then something just fucking happens, man. For me, I remember that even though that guy was doing the illegal business of fake degrees, and he still was a very sensible guy. He used to always ask me, Loy, if one day you lose your job, what will you do? I was like, like an arrogant prick. I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll get another job. He was like, one day if they UAE, where will you go? I was like, UAE is my home. I'll be there forever. He was like, do you have any property? No. Do you have any house? No. Your parents support you? No. I said, where will you go? I was just, gave a fuck. I cared a damn. And one day, I actually lost everything. And I'll tell you, the day it happens now, there's your fucking wake-up call. And then, everything comes flooding back. Where once upon a time, I literally spent $2,000 just to eat in Burj Al Arab to impress a girl. $2,000, okay? Here I didn't even have money to buy coca noodles. Just imagine, coca noodles, huh? See, Annie, I found these 2 coins here. Huh? See, coin. I always find money.
But I see it once.
Alright, keep that.
Yes, I don't know.
So, you never think of all these things, man. You never think. You never think that tragedies or problems will come. I mean, I've literally seen people who I personally know. My girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, who wanted a good life, a good husband. She was rich and happy and successful and everything. I was like, I always felt they were a level above me and my family. Their father and mother lost everything. And they ended up in a loan and ended up getting blacklisted from UAE. They this girl completed her education being a doctor only to find out that university was fake. She had kind of ditched me to marry this incredibly amazing guy. Turned out to be a disaster of a marriage. They both ended up in big loans. And then she developed a health issue, thyroid, and then cancer. And now her ex-husband doesn't want anything to do with her, and they are in a legal battle over the loans, who should pay. and her family members, brothers, sisters, everyone broke up. And today, that very same female who was a model, so beautiful and successful and everything, she is living hand to mouth. Such a tragedy, you know. It's totally fucked up. You begin to think like, what the fuck, you know. See, that doesn't mean every person who I know has failed. No, there are some who are very successful. Like, you know, one of my friends, obviously I'll not take his name, I have not taken his permission. He is today the regional head of a multinational company. He's earning, I mean, he just purchased a $2 million yacht. That also, if you're talking of the COVID crisis, he just purchased it. I know there is one other guy who was a rank holder who has, I think he supplies food stuff all over India. He's minting millions. There are people who have incredible stories, man. But the point is, you know, it's not their stories that we have to look into. It's our own stories. What is happening with our lives? And I can tell you one thing, if you are in your comfort zone, now, you're going to get fucked. It's as simple as that. For me, I knew I knew that one day I would lose my job. I knew that one day I would be unemployed. I knew that one day, you know, I had to do something on my own. But I kept putting it off. I was like, it's not going to happen to me. The problem will happen to others. The accidents will happen to others. The tragedy will happen to others. Not to me. We never think that any tragedy will happen to us. Anyone in our family will die. We know that it will happen one day, but not today. But when it does, you're fucked. And for me, I did not have any reason to live, man. I just didn't. But it was at that time, I think I asked myself, okay, if I want to live, what is the reason? What will be the reason to live? And that is where the actual chapter of my life began. The reason to live. So yeah, if I could just tell you one thing through this video, it is just ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? Where are you headed? What are those fears you have back of the head that keep, eating into you, keep talking to you, but you're trying to silence them? Because, those very same fears, those very same thoughts, they will one day, it's not the question of manifest itself and this and that. You need to prepare yourself for it, man. You can't just ignore it. Anyway, that was the turning point in my life when I asked myself this question, what's the reason to live? And that's where my life actually began. And from there, that's where I am today. Maybe I'll make another video and share with you my reason to live. Alright? You guys take care.